Well, as you know, Christopher Wray testified today, and we learned nothing from him. But he has his defenders out there like Hindenburg, Chris Christie, and the Democrats. And if you listen to Christopher Wray, everything's hunky-dory over there at the FBI. He's put in all these cool reforms. His front man, Chris Christie, among others, say he's changed what took place at the FBI. Chris Christie's a liar. Christopher Wray is a liar. I do not understand how a man with less than 1% of support among Republicans is on all these cable programs. I don't get it. Why he isn't spending time in Iowa and New Hampshire. Well, the reason is actually he's a torpedo. In order to take out Trump and or DeSantis. Now, I want to make a point before I go further. Some people are falling into this trap. The Democrats, the establishment Republicans want to take out two men, Trump and DeSantis. I've noticed lately some of the Trump supporters on TV want to take out DeSantis too. That's understandable. But some others are trying to take out DeSantis. Now, these people are thinking Trump can't get past his indictments. They hope for convictions and all the rest. That would leave DeSantis as the 25% right now. And, of course, we don't run primaries nationwide. They're run in individual states. Like the Electoral College. It's about individual states, but nonetheless. So they want to take out number one and number two, who represent over 70% of the Republican Party. And Peggy Noonan gave it away when she backed Chris Christie. I mean, there's other great candidates in this race. Vivek, whose last name I can never pronounce, among others. Pence will be on the program tomorrow. He's asked to come on. I said, sure. And there are more. But Chris Christie isn't in this race to become president of the United States. He's in this race to either get a rhino nominated or, frankly, to support Joe Biden. That's what he's doing. So he'll defend Christopher Wray. He'll defend what's taking place in Mar-a-Lago. He'll trash Trump, and he spends 90% of his time doing that. 5% trashing DeSantis, the other 5% eating donuts. Now, that aside, we have this event on Capitol Hill, and Christopher Wray and those reporting on it, many of them, want you to believe that the FBI is doing just fine. Now, the FBI has been monitoring many of you, and you don't even know it. The FBI was involved in the raid on President Trump's home. The raid on Mr. Houck's home. Remember him? The pro-lifer had 7 little kids? The FBI has been involved in monitoring parents who are at school board meetings. And we can go on and on and on. Everything's not hunky-dory over there. And the over 300-page dorm report is so incredible in its details of what the FBI has been up to. Now, to say, well, Christopher Wray has put in all these reforms means nothing. They haven't gone away. Maybe some of the names have changed, some of the faces have changed, but the mentality has not changed, which is why the mad dog, Jack the Ripper Smith, has gotten away with what he's gotten away with. Now, Christopher Wray has defended much of the past, that they don't collude with social media. Sure they do. One of the questions that may have been asked, but I didn't hear it, is, Mr. Wray, are you going to enforce the Attorney General's memo on on parents at school board meetings. But there's a piece here at Right Scoop. Twitter files. Here's exactly why a federal judge blocked Biden administration from colluding with big tech. But Christopher Wray just told us they don't. Now we know they do. Matt Taibbi's back. He just posted today a new Twitter files exposing exactly why Judge Doughty in Louisiana, my hero judge, issued his injunction. In short, the FBI moved to get 3 accounts banned by Twitter on a whim. And Twitter quickly acquiesced. Now, who was the FBI director during the pandemic? Christopher Wray. Not Comey, Christopher Wray. He was. And so, what do we have here in terms of what Taibbi is saying? Let me pull it up here. Here's the email. Elvis Chan is in San Francisco FBI. Hi, Elvis, writes Monty, whose counterintelligence division, Foreign Influence Task Force Global Unit. The following 3 accounts are not only believed to be associated with foreign influence actors, but also potentially being used to display information that violates Twitter's terms of service. He mentions them. When available, can you provide these accounts to Twitter for further review, final disposition? In addition, if Twitter could notify us of any actions taken as a result of this referral, that would be greatly appreciated. Please let me know if you have any questions. Now, Stacy. Hi, Stacy. Our FITF Global Unit saw these accounts and wanted to bring them to your attention. Please take whatever actions, if any, you deem appropriate. Thanks, Elvis. It's not Elvis Presley, by the way. Hi, Elvis. I hope all is well. As of June 23, 2020, the content associated with the Twitter account that they mentioned appeared to still be accessible. Since the account was originally referred to Twitter on June 11th for possible terms of service violations, I wanted to follow up to see if this account was truly suspended. In addition, I also wanted to reach out to see if Twitter's investigation into the 3 accounts, one of them is the POTUS box, allowed them to identify any other linked accounts that were ultimately suspended due to their similar terms of service violations. From Y'all Roth over at Twitter. Thanks, Stacy. Hi, Elvis and team. Wanted to briefly follow up on this one following our review. First, I want to apologize for any confusion here. A tooling bug on our end resulted in one of the accounts not being correctly enrolled in our authenticity checks, which is why you saw it stay online even after the others came down. We fixed the issue. Well, what do we know about this? That neither the FBI nor Twitter knew if these accounts were actually malign, as Taibbi puts it. One of the 3 was from Canada. The FBI had no idea, neither did Twitter, but they suspended it anyway. And Taibbi says, is this sequence showing a censorship demand from a de facto superior or just a polite ask from a pal? You can judge for yourself. No, it's a demand by the FBI. 3 accounts taken out. They have no idea, none, if those accounts were problematic or not. We know that one was not. It was out of Canada. It was not fronting for any hostile regime. And then Christopher Wray says, oh, we don't do that. That's June 11, 2020. Christopher Wray was director of the FBI. Wasn't he? You want to check that, Mr. Producer? I'm pretty sure he was. June 11, 2020. But don't worry, there's no problems anymore. The FBI doesn't do that. And don't worry, Chris Christie says all's well. How would Chris Christie know anything? He wouldn't. But all is not well. You saw, your eyes were wide open, what the FBI and the Department of Justice did with Trump. Yes, Christopher Wray was the FBI director. Yeah, he came in 2017. Thank you, Rich. 2017. All this collusion that took place with Twitter and Facebook from mostly 2017, mid-2017 on, it was all on Christopher Wray's watch. Now, don't worry now. We've got it fully taken care of. 2020, all the collusion, all the attacks that took place, the FBI and so forth. Christopher Wray was director. I'm going to play some of this for you so you can hear some of this, among other things, because it's really quite remarkable. But here's Chris Christie in responding to John Roberts on Fox. Cut one, go.
What do you think of his tenure there? Has the FBI lost credibility? And do you believe that the reforms that Wray insists that he has implemented will fix the problems that the FBI has had in the last few years?
I think they are starting to fix those problems.
Really? And what are those reforms, big boy? What are they? Can you name 10 of them? Go ahead.
About today. Look, I've known Chris for a long time. We worked together in the Bush Justice Department.
That's all that matters. He worked with Wray in the Bush Justice Department, so Ray's a cool dude. That's all. Go ahead.
Levin period, and he did an extraordinary job. And yeah, I did recommend him to President Trump, and I'm proud that I did. Those things that they were talking about today.
Such a slob. Go ahead.
Made this point over and over again. Are all things from when Jim Comey, Eric Holder.
Hello, dummy. That's why I just went back. He was there in 2017. These things are not all Comey. They're not all Loretta Lynch. They're not all Holder. These are Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray was FBI director for 3 years when all these reforms went in place and all this conspiring and collusion took place with his agents, counterintelligence, among others, and Twitter, and no doubt the other platforms. Now what do you say there, big boy? Go ahead.
Were in charge of the Justice Department before he got put in charge. He fired the entire...
He's a propagandist, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he is. So he's regurgitating what Christopher Wray's opening statement said. And there he is on Fox as the special pleader for Christopher Wray, as he's the special pleader against Trump. And he's not just on Fox. He's on CNN. He's on ABC. He's all over the place. Guy's supposed to be running for president. Christopher Wray is not a bad apple in the sense that Comey is. Christopher Wray is a willing stooge. He's a willing stooge. He's happy to work with a corrupt attorney general, a corrupt special counsel, a corrupt administration. He's not there to expose any of it. None of his so-called reforms have fixed any of it.